Well, I think that as painful as the last year has been, and there's probably no one in this room more frustrated than I am with what occurred. Maybe with the exception of Mr. Terry. Maybe with the exception of Mr. Terry. I think that we are in a place today where the town can feel like we have some confidence in the group that we have, that whatever question marks may have been over our heads in the past, we feel we have a much better handle on and a plan for going forward, that we have a partnership with Mass Development in terms of the Chapter 43D process that is in the process of being wrapped up. In fact, this coming Wednesday, we're going to get a sneak preview of the final document, and in 2 weeks from tonight, plus a day, they will be in this room to give the town their results of the almost $100,000 worth of study that they did and the effort that they did to put Belchertown and the state school property on the map at Mass Office of Business Development for a priority development site with some suggested uses. Immediately subsequent to that, I think that as we get comfortable with where we are today, where we think we're going, that the very next step is we invite our legislative team together again, yes, like we did a while ago. They went to bat for us in a big way to get that law passed, to get us included in some bonding for some cleanup. Not that we expect in this financial climate to get all of it on day one, but if we get a substantial chunk of it to clean some property, and then get that property developed, and then snowball to the next property, I think that all of us will be well on the way for that. But I think that tonight is a good time to take a breath, say thank you for your efforts. It has not gone unnoticed. I think I can speak for the whole board when I say we have a clean slate going forward, a partnership going forward. Is that fair to say? Would it be useful for us to have a motion to that extent and pass it to your friends at DCAM and or the auditors or wherever else it might go? Is that, I think one of the things that we stumbled upon in the last month with regards to the Holyfield deal and how it sort of got a little bit bottled up in Boston over one person's misunderstanding of the process. One of the things that I stumbled upon was a fact that I guess we should all know, and that is if there's a perceived lack of unity within the town, then the folks in Boston who are responsible for moving the things along may very well hesitate to move forward because they're not sure to what extent the whole town is behind it. And I think a unified approach by this board in support of the EDIC and the process going forward sent to those folks in Boston might go a long way to helping our legislative team pry some of that money loose. Is there comments on that?
That was exactly what happened in the case of the Holyfield. The argument was made by Representative Petrolati that all the players, all of the government entities in Belchertown, and there's quite a number involved there, were on the same page and agreed in terms of Holyfield, so there was no reason to hold it back. And that was the case that he made. He visited the property a couple of weeks ago, and tell us how we can help. We should all work together. That was an example of a property. There must have been half a dozen entities, CPA, and the school department, EDIC, and the selectmen, and other groups, CONCOM. So that's good advice, and I do think we should vote something tonight of thanking them. I also want to thank, like all of our commissions and committees, you people are volunteers. People should understand that. You're not just doing this for some big bucks or something, and you deserve credit for going through this and keeping the wheels going in spite of frustration after frustration. So it would be good for us to express some vote of confidence.
Now, you've attended almost as many meetings as I have.
That's why I wanted to make mention of that. I've attended a number of meetings, and when I started attending EDIC meetings, I knew nothing about EDIC at all, but I wanted to learn and become aware of what was happening. And I want to say that with the group that I've seen in performance with EDIC, I'm very impressed. Were misjudgments made? Sure, they will be made. But we've got a group of volunteers that I see are putting on a lot of sweat and a lot of time and energy trying to accomplish a mission. And the audit, whatever you thought of it in the beginning, it serves a purpose, because now I think it's put us together so that we have a direction to go in. And once our emotional feelings are put aside of what brought this to fruition, we can put that aside and say that it can be used for good, because now we know some of the shortcomings and things that shouldn't have been done that won't be done in the future. And the big connection, of course, is with mass development, that I feel is a very strong connection. We've got the right people in the right places. Should this have been done 3 or 4 years ago? Of course. But we're, you know, it's easy to say that. It's a lot easier to say it than to bring it about. So I'm more than pleased with what I'm seeing. The dedication and devotion of the people that are on EDIC, under your leadership now, Bill, I have nothing but good things to say about it because of what I've seen. And keep it up. And sooner or later, we've got to put a pressure now on our legislators. Having that 10 million committed is one thing, but getting it in our hands so we can use it is another thing. And that's where they got to come and really carry the ball for us. And I know we can do it. So thanks again for all that you're doing, and keep it up, and let's see this thing come to fruition for the good of the town. Thanks.
But actually, I'm probably going to echo a lot of what Mr. Raconti said. As far as the audit, I think it did serve a purpose. Mistakes have been made in the past, but they're in the past, and hopefully that's where they stay. I think what we have before us in the EDIC's response, which is obviously was well thought out, was well discussed, and quite frankly, I think it looks like it's going to be a successful game plan going forward. And I agree. I think that the EDIC, for the town of Belchertown to be successful in marketing this particular land, and I think we can all agree, the town needs this. I mean, looking into the crystal ball, state funds are not going to be increasing a lot in the foreseeable future, folks. We are going to have to be self-sufficient for raising revenues. And this particular parcel of land is huge, and the EDIC obviously is an instrumental part of that. I think what the EDIC has done here with the audit have taken a good hard look inside at the organization, at the policies, at the procedures, and they've made improvements. Going forward, as I said, I think you guys have a solid foundation on which to go forward. And I think we are on the right track. So congratulations to the EDIC, and hopefully congratulations to Belchertown, so that we can provide a unified front that says we're heading in the right direction, so that we can have the confidence of our representatives in Boston, because frankly, we're going to need them. And they're going to have confidence in all of us.